Before I continue, I'd like to encourage you to try the questions before I solve them myself. Alright, let's get back to the question. Okay, so here we're solving for B, and B is the number of bricks predicted to be sold. So what we have to enter is P, the price per brick, or what we're trying to find, of type A bricks. So it's negative 150 times P, which is the price per brick, and we'll go with 3 because that's what the question is asking for, plus 950. That should be equal to B. Okay, so 15 times 3 is 45, so negative 150 times 3 should be negative 450. And add that to 950, that gives you 500. And that answer is right here. Alright, 8. If 2x squared minus 9x minus 5 is equal to 0, and x is greater than 0, what is the value of x? So here we just have to find the zeros of the equation. Okay, 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. So two numbers that when you multiply, you get 2x squared are 2x and x. And then now you have to find numbers where when you multiply, it's negative 5, and when you add them, it's negative 9. So that would be, let's say, positive 1 and negative 5. And if we try cross multiplying, negative 5 times 2x, that's negative 10x. And then x times 1 is 1x. That will give us negative 9x. So that shows we're on the right track. So now all we have to do is make it equal to 0. So 2x plus 1 times x minus 5 is equal to 0. And know that this 2x plus 1 times x minus 5 is equal to 2x squared minus 9x minus 5 is equal to 0. So they're basically the same thing. Then the zeros are negative 1 over 2, which is not greater than 0, but this one is equal to 5 because x minus 5 is equal to 0. Then if you add 5 on both sides, x will be equal to 5. That'll be your answer. Okay, number 9. Jocelyn bought a new computer 2 years ago for $1,000. If the computer's value decreased by 10% each year, how much is it now worth? So let's just multiply by 0.9 because that's the value you'll get when you decrease by 10%. Okay, times 0.9 is equal to 900. So that's the first year, but the question is asking for 2 years ago, so 900 times 0.9 again. That will give us 810. Our answer. If A and B are the two x-intercepts of the graph of x squared minus 36 and A is greater than B, what is the value of A over B? Just know that x squared minus 36 is the same as x minus 6 times x plus 6. And that is equal to y. So A is greater than B. Here we have 6 and here we have negative 6 because when they're equal to 0, x plus 6 is equal to 0 is negative 6 and x minus 6 is equal to 0 is 6. And it says A is greater than B, and the one greater is 6 obviously, over B, which is the lesser one, that's negative 6, and that will be negative 1. That should be our answer. Okay, number 11. A biologist is growing a colony of bacteria that doubles every 12 hours, as shown in the graph above. There were initially 250 bacteria in the colony, which equation correctly models the number of bacteria and as a function of time measured in days since population began growing. So we have to cross this out because we know that our principal number is 250, and you multiply it by 2, and it's to the power of 2t, because t is measured in days, and in a day there's 24 hours. But this is measured every 12 hours. So twice a day instead of once a day. If it was once a day, it would be this one. But since it's twice a day, that's our answer. Okay, number 12. Which of the following describes the solution set of the equation above? So what we do here is multiply, or we square both sides. We take the square, we raise it to both sides. So we do that. That cancels out the square root on the side, and we get 2x minus 5 is equal to x minus 2 squared. And there we get x squared minus 4x plus 4. And if you use the FOIL method, that's what you should be able to get, is equal to 2x minus 5. So they're looking for solutions, so solutions is the same as 0, so we have to find the zeros of this equation. So if we do that, subtract 2x from both sides, that's minus 6x, and add 5 to both sides, plus 9. That's equal to 0. So let's find the zeros of this function. So x and x, when you multiply those two, it gives you x squared. And now we have to find numbers where when we multiply, it's a positive 9, and when we add them is negative 6x. So that should be negative 3 and negative 3. So as you can see, we will have 2 real solutions. And let me show you why that is. And actually, there'll be one solution, which is 3. Okay, let's fix that. Sorry for the confusion, but yeah, you'd have only one real solution. You know, you can get tricked and say there's 2 solutions here, but 3 is only one number. It would only be 3, even though they're these are the 2 values that will give you x squared minus 6x plus 9, but there will be only one real solution, one real 0. Okay, number 13. The circled radius 6 is centered at negative 3, and 7 is shown above. What is the circle's equation? So know that this value is always r squared, and r squared, the radius is 6. Okay, so we cancel that out. Okay, and here we know that when we plug it into the equation, it has to be plus 3, because when you take it out, it's minus 3. And then here, when you take it out, it's 7. Okay, that gives us our answer. Okay, what is the least common multiple of p to the power of 5, q to the power of 8, and r, and p to the power of 6, q to the power of 4, and r squared? So know that the LCM of a given expression is the smallest expression that is divisible by each of the given expressions. So the LCM of a and a squared. Okay, so just know that the least common multiple of a and a squared is actually a squared, and that is because a squared is divisible by both a and a squared. So here we'll get p to the power of 6. Now we see the next, q to the power of 8. And finally, the last one is r squared. And that's our answer, C.
Wow.